Hey, what's up, everybody? It's episode 4 of dXn's Kitchen, this time brought to you by our good friends at Buried Acorn Brewing, located on Van Rensselaer Street, right on the corner of Hiawatha Boulevard, directly across from Destiny USA. They make the 95 Extra Pale Ale, in addition to a whole host of amazing beers. They've got a fantastic facility. They just celebrated 2 years, and the whole idea was that I was going to take my little portable setup down there, and we were going to shoot this episode of dXn's Kitchen at Buried Acorn, but there's some things that prevent us from doing that, including social distancing. I'm immunocompromised, being a diabetic, so better to be safe than sorry. We'll put some Buried Acorn stuff in here for you to check out as well, because that 95 Extra Pale Ale that you've been enjoying for the last 18 months is still flying off the shelves, as well as all of the other Buried Acorn products. Now, this past weekend was the St. Elias Middle Eastern Festival, and while that is one of my favorite things every summer in Central New York, my heart really belongs to the St. Sophia Festival that should be happening in a couple of weeks but got canceled due to everything going on. So now we got to wait until 2021 for my favorite food in all of the world from the St. Sophia Greek Festival. But I decided, why not make a little something to satiate that hunger in the meantime? So today what I'm going to make for you are some grilled pork and baby portabella mushroom kebabs, along with a side of couscous with fresh local feta cheese. Here we go. Once again, we're in dXn's Kitchen, and if we're gonna make those delicious pork and mushroom grilled skewers alongside that feta cheese spiked couscous, you gotta season the pork and let it sit in the fridge for a little bit. So, first, here is my rub. And I'll get into this a little bit for you. Proportion is totally up to you, but essentially for me, I like to use a little more of certain things, a little less of others. Again, like I said, I'm going in a Greek-esque direction with this, but again, you can season your pork and your mushrooms any way you want. Now, this is strictly my personal preference for a Greek-inspired pork rub. So what we've got here is some granulated garlic, about half as much onion powder, an equal part of ground rosemary, and you can use whole rosemary if you like to. I just prefer not picking it out of my teeth later. Back to a full dose of lemon pepper, and then oregano to taste. So real easy, just mix it all together, right? Like it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and then set that aside, because now I've got some pork that I cubed up earlier. Now this is just good lean pork. Try and get as much fat off of it as you can, because that will flare up on the grill. And basically in goes about half the rub. Give it a good aggressive shake. Don't do this with babies. Open it back up, toss in the rest of the rub, give it another aggressive shake, shake, shake. And if you want to make sure that all of that spice got down into all of that meat, stick it in your hand and just move it around, rub it, get it good and covered. And that looks like some pretty good coverage for me. And I got to be honest with you, the rosemary, garlic, onion, the lemon, all of that is hitting me. I'm so hungry right now, but it is imperative with this rub that you sit in the fridge with this for at least 2 hours. Overnight is optimal, but not necessary. But hey, come back in a little bit, and these bad boys will be on the grill. Now, the mushrooms are really easy to prep for the grill. It's simply as easy as taking it, just kind of making sure that the stem is fully out. Save the stem. I use those for like soup stocks or little tasty additions to like stuffed things. So we're just gonna pop the stems out of these, get them prepped up, and in a perfect world, like see, there's some disparity in size, which you can see. Like this one is obviously bigger than this one, and then within there's another one that's obviously quite a bit larger than the others. Those are the ones you're going to want to cut in half and get set up on your skewers. And by the way, since we're doing these on skewers, if you don't have metal skewers and you decide to use the bamboo ones, a very important thing to do is to soak those bad boys, because otherwise bamboo plus fire equals big messy fire on your grill, and you'll end up with everything everywhere. So I'm gonna keep going on these mushrooms, and then we'll build those skewers. All right, so we've got our kebabs made, that seasoned pork, the mushrooms, and if you need me to show you how to put stuff on a stick, I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna eat up both of our times. Once again, this whole segment brought to you by our friends at Buried Acorn Brewing. Check them out. Now, let's get these bad boys on the grill. All right, so alongside our skewers, which are finishing up on the grill right now, we are going to serve up a little bit of couscous on the side. And if you need me to show you how to make a box of couscous, again, like the skewering your own meat part, you're in the wrong place, people. It's easy stuff. It's not rocket science. I'm not gonna do like a fast motion video of you. It's literally a cup and a quarter of water, the seasoning packet that comes inside it, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Trust me, it's fail safe. Now, I added some fresh cheese from Buttercup, which is a local dairy place, cheese manufacturer. I adore Buttercup's feta. It is some of the best I've ever had in my entire life. So I added some of that fresh Buttercup feta cheese along with some chopped Kalamata olives to that couscous. I'm gonna go grab those skewers off the grill right now, and then we're gonna plate up. Hey, what's up? Another edition of Dixon's Kitchen, the 4th, in fact, this time brought to you by our good friends at Buried Acorn Brewing. Now, our kebabs are off the grill, the couscous is ready to go, and look at the gloriousness that is this, right? How good does that look? You see those Kalamata olives, all that fresh feta cheese in that couscous, the grill marks on the kebabs. I'm ready to dive in. Pork and mushrooms, 2 of my absolute favorite things, especially together, and you really can't go wrong with baby Bella mushrooms. The things are so meaty. It's like having 2 meats on your plate, and it counts as a vegetable. So yeah, we're eating our vegetables. So you know me, right? I like to get one of everything in every bite. Big, big mouthful. That's what she said. Olives, feta, mushroom, and that seasoned pork. Oh, I'm excited. There's something about cooking mushrooms on the grill. They have such a nutty flavor when you cook them at a high temperature. It takes that umami, that earthiness of that mushroom to another level. And the rosemary and the garlic on the pork, backed up with the garlic and the couscous, and that feta cheese brings a certain tang to the party. It just lights everything up and balances really well against the brininess of those Kalamata olives. So, what do you want me to do next? I've done a bunch of stuff so far. If you've got suggestions, hit me up, dXn@95x.com. Taking suggestions for the next edition of Dixon's Kitchen, presented by Buried Acorn Brewing, located on Van Rensselaer Street, corner of Hiawatha Boulevard, just across the street from Destiny USA. They've got so many amazing beers down there, a fantastic facility as well, and of course, they are the makers of 95 Extra Pale Ale, which would go marvelously with this meal. Now, we know I can't drink, don't drink, whatever it is. I just celebrated 9 years without a drink, but if I could, that's where I would go first, because I would love to taste that 95 Extra Pale Ale. Available right there, corner of Van Rensselaer and Hiawatha, Buried Acorn Brewing. This has been Dixon's Kitchen. We'll have another episode for you soon. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel.